Okay, we're back with part two, and these are the two other plays that I've seen highlighted with CJ getting blamed for not playing the route correctly. So let's take a look at it again. It's against the Rams. They're going to run a bootleg play. CJ is going to be right here as the safety who's down, and we're going to get a classic, good old wide zone, West Coast traditional boot. Okay, so let's take a look at the coverage. As we look at this, it's always tough to always know exactly what people are playing, but we can definitely know it's a single high defense here from the assumption that this safety is in the middle of the field, right there. Let me highlight him for a second. Give me a second. Looks like he's in the post. Hold on. A post player in the middle. Over here, looks like we got 2-on-2, so most likely it's either cover three match, cover three, or cover one. That's what we can assume. CJ's down here at the bottom playing his alignment of force defender against the wing set. He has a 9 technique out here, so there's a good chance that against this alignment, he has the C gap. Okay. This corner over here at the bottom is the edge of the defense. So here have the most outside, technically E gap. Okay, because our defensive ends in D gap. Okay, that's just important just to kind of get started. Now, let's just watch the play here quickly and try to get some clues to what we see. So, right off the beginning, you're going to see that from a run fit standpoint, CJ is fitting into the C gap, right? Watch him. Tight end works inside 87. He wants to work inside the tight end in case it's a run. Okay, now there's some clues here that it's not a run, but he is still CJ here on this play. Let me change the color. He is actually a underneath flat defender, right? He is not a deep defender. So, whatever coverage we're in, if it's zone coverage, he will always be responsible for the wing or whoever goes to the flat. It could be here, it could be here, if it's zone coverage. Doesn't matter if it's 3-match or 3-zone. Usually, when it's 3-match and we want to keep this corner in a matching state and we want both these guys to match, very similar to the video that I had before, our corner will always take the tight end that's on the ball. And the low player will take the player that's off the ball, because just similar to the video I had earlier, the guy that's off the ball is usually the guy that ends up doing what? Running something to the flat or short. The guy that's on the ball, just like with 2 wide receivers that are split out in a stack alignment, is usually your vertical route. So because of that, your corner should have eyes to play outside. He doesn't have to really react quickly. He should actually be backing up first and taking the corner out. Now, this is if it's 3-match, because if it's match, usually you have a code name that the guys will use, and that would tell this guy, hey, I'm going to play this guy basically man to man, and you take this guy man to man. We're going to turn match into man coverage. If it's man coverage, it would be the same thing. So I think what happens is some people see this and say, well, this is kind of like the combo rule where CJ has the inside guy and the corner has the outside guy. No, that is not the case, because CJ is a primary run fit defender who has a C gap and is also technically a read force player, I guess, depending on what happens in front of him. He is in the second level of the defense, even this guy's second level. This player here, again, working with number 4, he is a deep defender. His responsibility is to play deep to short. He's a secondary defender, depending on what happens. If everybody blocks, sure, then you get your butt up there and you become a replace force defender, but that's not necessary to start. So this, in my opinion, is a minus grade on the corner. If you're playing 3-match or 3 or even cover 1, if we had cover 1 rules, it would be the same thing. CJ has to play the run. This corner has nothing else to do. There's nothing threatening him that the ball's even coming his way. We have a fake going this way, right? Even if it is a run, there's no reason for this corner to step up. So that is an obvious, blatant error on the corner. And I just want people to understand that because it looks like CJ did something wrong, but this is purely on the corner at the bottom of the screen, not doing his responsibility well at all. Okay, so wanted to show you this play. We're going to talk about one more play because this one's pretty obvious. I don't know why anybody would put this on CJ. I think every coach in America would have their safety playing the run first and their corner playing the pass first in that situation. Let's take a look at this other play that happened against the Bucs. Okay, so we have a touchdown here by a receiver coming from left to right. Watch the play one time. And people are blaming CJ for not doing his job in quarters coverage. Okay. I think every coach in America, every guy who's played quarters coverage in America understands that there are two different worlds in quarters coverage for the most part. Okay. And people can teach it different now. However, I'm going to show you my age and just go back to the beginning of this bad boy and just kind of talk about it from a standpoint of there's a center and a quarterback, and there's a line in the defense. We're playing quarters coverage. Whatever side you're on, that's the side you're worried about. So, to right now, to this side of the field, we have a backer, right? A corner, a safety. These three, okay, are going to be playing over these two, and they usually have some sort of quarters rules. There could be some advanced rules of playing triangle, playing different types of quarters, where we can kind of like basically match up on these two players in different ways. This corner, this safety, I'm sorry, this corner, and then wherever number 3 is right here, this middle backer and this extra player here, I think it's another linebacker. Okay, these 4 are going to work over these 3, and they're going to do something in their lexicon of whatever it is, playing quarters rules or playing some sort of basically man match coverage. Okay, so right now to start, CJ is not concerned with any route coming from this side of the field. The only time that I would actually say that CJ can maybe help is if there's no threat vertical to his side. Then he can be a smart football player and look to help out where needed. But this safety knows that I don't have help. I cannot rely on help from this player, not knowing what kind of route he gets. Now, I think what happens is when people watch football, they just look at the routes and they just say, well, there was nothing really threatening him deep, so why is he stepping up? If you're a football player and you get a guy who's pressing vertical and he gets over the top of a linebacker, if you're a safety, and this guy goes over the top of a linebacker and his body presence is behind the linebacker, you're not 100% sure if he's going to go vertical or not. Okay. So that's going to slow your feet down. Now, there are different ways to coach this where you can also read the quarterback and say, where is he looking at the top of his drop? If he's looking my way, I'm going to go. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to help out. I'm going to stay over the top of this route. He doesn't know if this guy's going to, he is breaking down early. So maybe that would be a tell that somebody probably watching this, Monday morning quarterbacking saying, well, he's not going deep. So why are you coming up? When the play's happening this quickly, your footwork is more of just a slow, really you're not even moving backwards, right? You're either scooching or you're kind of just sitting in place and he's not sure. But again, his responsibility is number 2. So he is not wrong for kind of sitting on this. As a matter of fact, a lot of coaches would have their players, on offense say, hey, run a 10-yard hook, suck the safety up. They know that's his rules. And let's run something behind him. And this play takes a long time to develop too. So there's a little bit of a pass rush issue here. But I just want you to see this play and just understand CJ is not supposed to make this play. It's supposed to be this safety on the left-hand side who actually should be inside leverage of number 2. And for whatever reason, it looks like he got to the outside of 2. Let's take a look with this motion. He should stay inside of the new number 2, and he got caught outside. So that is all on him. And I think if people are just kind of piling on CJ, thinking, hey, he should be there because when they watch the film, they're saying he's the deepest guy to that side where the ball eventually went. But that's not how quarters coverage usually works, okay? Now, I will say this, and just a disclaimer, I'm not 100% sure how they're coaching this stuff in their film rooms, but I'm giving you just 101, 201, 301 NFL logic that I would coach my guys, that I've used, to coach players in the NFL and in college. So I don't know if they are giving him extra rules and saying, "Hey, sit back, and maybe get some more depth so you can help out on things like that." Maybe that's what's going on, but I don't see the other players doing that on the Houston team as much. So it's not like he's doing something different. And then maybe that's part of the reason why things didn't work out, that maybe he's playing a more traditional old school way of quarters. And that, again, to me, when I watch the tape, I am the first person here who will call somebody out for doing something wrong. But it doesn't look like on film he's doing anything wrong. It's really more of his teammates who are making bigger busts once you break it down. If you guys like these type of videos, let me know. I'll keep on going. Let me have, if you have any examples, if there's any plays you want me to watch, just put it into the comments. And I have access to all the films, so I will break it down for you. All right. Talk to y'all later, man. Peace.